Treasure hunters, history hunters, here we are this evening on a guest interview, and my guest tonight is Aaron Quintal from Ootdoor with Aaron Metal Detecting Group in the USA. Now we're going to have a word with Aaron in a minute to find out what history they're finding out there, what's going on, what events, and give us a lowdown on his finds. Let's introduce Aaron. Right, Aaron, where are you, mate? Hey, are you all right, pal? Welcome to my show. Now then, whereabouts in the USA are you then, pal?
I'm in Maine.
You're in Maine, USA.
Yep.
Okay, right. What machine are you using now then?
I use the Nocta Legend. Not bad. It's a little tricky to get used to at first, but once you get your settings and stuff the way you want it, then I just run with it, and it works out pretty good for me.
What was your first machine?
The Garrett Ace 200.
Oh yeah, well, that's the good machines, aren't they? You know, how long have you been detecting?
I've been detecting since I was a little kid with my dad and stuff. But being, I guess you could say, more professional at it and getting at it, probably I'd say 5 or 6 years. Right at it. I detect in rivers.
All right. Oh, that's interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I've done a couple myself because I've had to wear a wetsuit to go in, you know. And it's what kind of history do you have around where you are then?
It's mostly it's 1800s. It's mostly like settlers. They would like I said, I hunt the rivers, so they would put all their like what they consider garbage or their garbage dumps, or they build real close to the rivers, and they'd have floods, and all their stuff would get washed into the river and downstream. And so I go and hunt the rivers because I find all that, silver spoons and pewter and stuff like that. As in, like, this is a pewter ashtray.
All right. And what's the age of that then?
It's I'm not exactly sure. It does have a marking, but it's super hard to read.
Yeah. All right. Okay. What else have you got then?
I found this powder flask.
Oh, that's nice. Now that is nice, Aaron, honestly.
Yeah, I looked it up, and the design, everything I could find, they started producing them for the around the War of 1812.
Okay. All right. That's nice, isn't it?
No markings on it or anything, but I found this.
Would you know which side it was on, or was it like a standard for both sides?
I think it was the north. Because they started making them out of Canada, I believe.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant, is that?
But
yeah, that's
nice and in a river, and it was in this condition after sitting in a river for that long.
No, that's in great condition, isn't it?
Yeah, the belt buckle.
Oh, no, that's nice. Yeah.
It says Loyal League. So where I found it is the Penobscot River. It's up by where the Underground Railroad used to go through. It was they were trying to move slaves down back and forth without being caught, and to free them or whatever. And I put it on multiple metal detecting, not metal detecting, but belt buckle groups, and tried to look it up. And I've sent it to the state of Maine to see if they knew it could figure anything out about it. And everything keeps coming back to the Underground Railroad and Abraham Lincoln and all that.
So it's connected. So it could be connected to that then.
Yes. That's the only thing we can figure out about it. So
yeah,
but it's pretty
nice, beautiful condition.
Yeah, it was in the Penobscot River in the mud. That's where I found it. When the tide went out, I went and metal detected. I got a ton of things. I just found this ring over the summer. Well, my sister found it, I should say.
Oh, hey, that's nice, isn't it? What metal is it? Silver?
It's gold.
Oh, it's gold. Hey, that's a nice ring, you know.
Yeah, 14 karat.
That's nice. Does it have any hallmarks inside the ring?
Not that I can make out. All it says on it is on the band. It says 14K.
Yeah, it's USA stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think that looks like 1920s. That 1930s, 1940s.
Like I said, on the rivers I hunt, they have floods and people's stuff got washed downstream and they never find it again. Walking, she found this right on the surface, just sitting on the surface.
Nice to find, very, very nice to find.
This is another ring I found in the Penobscot River.
Look at that.
It's silver.
Yeah. God blimey.
Very, very odd ring. All I could think of was a pirate ring or something. I'm not really.
What's it? Do you think that might be it? No, that's not a coin in the middle, is it? It's pretty roughly put
No,
together,
it
though,
had
isn't it?
something in the middle, but it had fallen
Yeah,
out. I couldn't
yeah,
find
yeah,
it.
yeah. Oh, and is there any hallmarks inside that? Does it have like 925 or anything sterling or?
Yeah, it says sterling.
Yeah, well that's 100% silver then.
Yeah, and it has initials J. I can't really make them out. It's been so
Yeah.
long.
Oh, that's nice. So they put the initials in. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? That's personal, isn't it? That really.
JRG.
Right.
Our season to metal detect is short.
Well, have you got anything else to show us? Just keep going, pal.
A few things. This right here is a condom tin. Protection for having sex.
Oh, he's never. Honestly.
Yeah, I got this one is 3 friends, and then another kind that they switched from 3 friends over to 3 married widows.
No way, man. And that's an education for us, honestly. It's an education. Wow.
I got some odd things I found. I found this up in Dexter, Maine.
Oh, wow. That's
It
nice.
feels like it's lead. It's really heavy.
It looks like lead to me, yes. Yeah. Is it quite heavy? Is it quite heavy, Aaron?
Yeah,
is
yeah,
it heavy?
really heavy.
Yeah. I wonder what they use that for then.
It had a little hole on the bottom. All I could think of was maybe a bookshelf, hold books or something. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it's just a difficult one, isn't it? Pretty.
I think it's a gypsy.
Oh, gypsy. Yes. Yes, I think you're right. Gypsy, yes. Roman gypsies. Yeah.
But
I don't know why,
not where you would just not think to find anything like that.
I know. That's a nice find. I tell you what, I bet that blew your head off.
A brooch or
right.
for your scarf when you're riding or whatever. But it's got Egyptian pharaohs on it.
God blimey, that is brilliant.
Now it's missing the other piece, so I could never make out what it is, and I could never find it on the internet or anything. But it's super cool. It's one of my first finds.
You're finding some interesting stuff there, Alan.
This is an agricultural token. It's 1832. Agricultural token. I found it at the Newport waterfront. They use these to trade for like beans or carrots.
Yeah. 1832. I think that's right about George IV period. I think. Is it William IV?
It's a Suez token, a Yun Suez token. I can't really. It's French.
Yeah. Well, you see, what happened was that a lot of organisations and trading posts, they brought out tokens for small change. You see, because they didn't have a lot of small change in them days, so it's the tokens, you know.
A compact.
Oh yeah.
I found this.
That's interesting, isn't it?
They drain the lake once a year. I went out and I found it in the lake, but it was sealed and it still had the pad.
Yeah.
Now,
get that, man.
And it wasn't wet or nothing.
That's terrific, isn't it?
You know, that's probably late 1800s, early 1900s.
Is it made of silver or is it just made of a different metal?
I think it's made of I want to say copper. It might have been plated or something, silver plated at some time.
Well, sometimes if it's copper, it could be plated, it could be gold plated, you see, you know. But anyway, yeah.
It does have I think this is mother of pearl.
That's a nice find, mate. It really is.
I found multiple, but
yeah.
Then we got clay pipes.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. I ain't got a full one. Hey, they smoked that to death.
I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry if I am. But I probably found, including broken pieces, probably 50, 60 of these.
Yeah. They're a bit smaller.
Tend to keep because they're in little tiny pieces.
Yeah, they have some with a lot of designs in the front, don't they? You know, some of them with the fancy designs and faces.
And then pocket watch.
Oh, yeah. And that's a very good history that you're finding there in the rivers, which is something different to what when I metal detecting with people, they're just going out field hunting and pasture hunting. But you with river hunting, which I have done a couple of rivers and it's not difficult. Is it quite deep then? How deep do you go in the river?
Well, sometimes it's diving just above my head. You know, if it's a deep spot and I'll reach in as far as I can. If the metal detector's going off, I'll try to dive down there. I don't really use like scuba gear or nothing. I just, free dive or whatever, but I don't go too deep. The most has probably been like, like I said, over my head deep. That's about it.
Don't you use a scoop system then to help you out to retrieve it? Because that's what I use. Over sort of big metal hand scoops, stainless steel scoops.
Nope. I have a little shovel in my Garrett
Scoop. Talk about that later. You need a scoop. Honestly, it makes life a lot easier.
The thing about the rivers up here is it's really rocky, really big rocks. So those scoops.
That's okay. Stainless steel, 3 millimeter. You whack it into the pebbles and you'll get it out, mate. I've been so.
I really do. I break a lot of shovels, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, stainless steel. You need stainless steel, high grade stainless steel, properly made, so it drains. And if it's pebbles, you're going to get it out.
Yeah, I found some other things which I don't have down here. I found a bayonet from the Civil War.
Wow, that's nice, isn't it?
The stuff you're seeing behind me, this isn't my stuff. This was my father's. That was his collection before he passed away. So now I take care of it.
Oh yeah, that's nice, isn't it? Have you got any more sort of jewelry than any of the other gold stuff, or is that the only gold ring you found?
I really haven't found a lot of gold. I found more silver than gold.
Okay, have you got any silver coins?
1907 barber dime.
Oh yeah, barber dime. I've heard of them. Yeah.
I find
bring it right close up to close to the camera. That's it.
She's pretty worn because I found it in the lake.
And what date's that then, Aaron? What's the date of that?
It's 1907.
1907. Oh, it's nice, mate.
Yeah, she's pretty rough. This one right here is a Colombian coin. I found on the and it's Colombian, which is kind of odd.
Yep.
1978.
1978. I can imagine that. I mean, it doesn't seem, that's still what 40 odd years, isn't it? That ago.
The only thing I could think of is like some I don't know, drug trafficking or something, and somebody's
they're crossing the border.
I don't know how that would get on a beach in Maine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got a bunch of military buttons I found.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, show us some military buttons then. Oh yeah, I can see these, like an eagle, isn't there, on it?
Yeah.
On which side would that be then?
I believe this was the Union.
Oh, is it Union ones?
I believe so. Yeah.
Right.
This is Navy right here.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's nice.
There's a stream in Pittsfield, Maine that's down the road from me. We call it Button Stream. During way back then, during the wars and all that, there was a place where they brought all the clothing to be repaired.
Oh, I see.
And they would take off a button and just chuck it, and it'd fall down through, and they all ended up into the river, and then they through the river. So I find most of these from there.
Well, that's a good collection.
This is a dandy button.
Oh yes, we do find a lot of them here. They're big. They're really big, aren't they?
Yeah.
18th century, if not earlier. Big.
Yeah. Besides, I found a little cowboy badge.
Oh yeah.
This is a pretty cool button here. It's like a starfish or something.
Oh, that's old. I've got to tell you, that's old. That's definitely an old one.
Yeah.
It could be military. I don't really know.
It does have the shaft.
It's an older, is that? It's probably, it's got to be 18th century at least.
Yep.
Yes. And unique.
I mean, a regular Mercury dime.
Mercury dime, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I found a bunch of those, and I always find stuff in weird places. Like they built this new park, and they put a tire swing in, and I went out there, and I was like, I'm going to metal tech next to that tire swing, just see what I find. And I find a Mercury dime, and I'm like, they just put it there. Like, how did it get there? You know what I mean? Like, pretty incredible sometimes.
Yeah, well, things are where you never think it would be half of the time.
Some silver-plated spoons.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
up here, we always find spoons, but we never find forks.
Ah.
I mean, if you find a fork, it's rare.
Yeah, well.
Always spoons.
Plated. It looks plated, doesn't it? Plated silver.
Plated. Yeah. This one has more of a design on it. Yeah,
well, you'll be able to look into them with the designs. It definitely looks 18th century.
I know this one's 18. Yeah, it's 1847 Rogers Brothers.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect. It's nice to find old stuff like that. It just brings the history to life, doesn't it, really?
And then
Wow. That's nice, isn't it? And I never knew that was aviation because it's got the propeller on. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? Very interesting, that.
The extensiveness of the rare, I mean, the things you find, it's just so random.
Yeah.
Everything got mixed up into the rivers. I don't know if you've ever heard of DF Digger.
No, I haven't. I probably have because I'm attached to that many groups.
Well, he's one of the guys I go metal detecting with during the summer, and
okay.
he has a river that he does. It's in his area, and he's found tons of things because up there, I mean, almost the whole town washed into the river.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So, and that was, way back then. I mean, they had graveyards wash into the river. He finds casket plates and stuff all the time. And I think most of that stuff he donates to their historical society.
Yeah. It's quite important, really. But it's still fascinating finding these things. Now, what stories have you got? You can tell us then of your exploits and going out detecting. What stories have you got, if any?
Well, I got quite a few about snapping turtles.
All right.
Yeah, me and a buddy of mine were down in my river in Detroit, and we were detecting along, and it started getting deeper, so we were trying to get off to the side, and it was mud, so we were sinking as we were going. And he went and jumped ahead of me, and he thought he saw a big old rock, and so he went to step on the rock, and when he did, it moved out from underneath of him, and sure enough, it shoots up and starts chasing right after me. And I mean, people think turtles are slow, but those snapping turtles, when they have a little bit of water and ground, they can hit their feet, they can move. And it scared the crap out of us both. We were on video, we were screaming, hollering. And then a couple days later, I was in a different river in Newport, and I was walking down through. I was by myself, and I was just detecting along, not really paying attention to too far ahead of me, as I'm going. And I look up, and there's two turtles standing right in front of me, and they both start coming after me. I don't know if they were fighting or if they were mating, but I ended up standing there for 20 minutes, half an hour, recording them doing whatever they were doing. It was super awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, with my channel, I do a lot of metal detecting during the summer, but I also do a lot of other stuff: fishing, hunting, camping.
Oh, okay.
A lot of different things. It's basically outdoors with Aaron. Sometimes I'm inside now, but yeah, I mean, I'm out and about, and I'm always doing things. Right now, we've been doing
What's the name of your channel then? Yeah, it's Outdoors with Aaron. Whatever it is, fishing, metal detecting. Is it your YouTube channel then, Aaron?
Yes, it's my channel.
Yeah, that's you. So anybody out there, you want to watch Aaron's channel there? Outdoors with Aaron. He's all over the place, fishing and you name it, whatever hobby he's doing, including metal detecting. So he gets out of it.
Well, during the season, during deer season, I'm a butcher. I'm a head meat cutter, and I report all the bear and the deer and the moose, and I show how to cut certain things and stuff like that. So I do a lot of different stuff for sure.
Yeah. And what other have you never had other experiences in the water, like crocodiles or alligators in there? Then
no alligators, no crocodiles, and hardly any. There's snakes, but not. I don't think there's very many poisonous ones. There might be timber rattlers, but I've never seen one. There's poisonous spiders you got to watch out for. A black widow, brown recluse, stuff like that. But they're very far and in between. And people think that you're gonna, in the main woods, you're gonna get attacked by bears and stuff. But most times, all these animals, they run away. For sure.
Yeah. Well, that's been brilliant having you on the channel, mate. It's been quite interesting. We'll link up again later on during the year, hopefully.
Okay.
And with further finds. Thank you very much for joining my channel. And we will catch you another time, pal.
Keep on naturing.
Take care. Speak to you during the year.
See you later.
Cheers.
Bye.
Well, we have a good chat there with Aaron from Maine at USA, talking about his exploits and interesting that he's metal detecting in the rivers. All I can say is next week we have another guest interview. from the USA. Seem to be getting a lot of people from the USA. I've got some interesting stories and history to tell us. So all I have to say really is thank you very much for joining us, and we'll catch you on another interview.